They're very specific about what they want, so I guess that's what we're going to look for in the next run.
Drift Citizens, the sticker on the steering wheel, that's the club that he drives for. Talking about Matthew Hill, the 25-year-old from Dural, sitting mid-track, but good proximity, definitely closer to the back this time through, but that is good.
And will get the win. Kieran Ratcliffe now will lead over Jordan Sanderson. Sanderson having to chase down in that VE Commodore Ute. We've seen a few of them in the drift community getting around the Commodore Utes. Kieran Ratcliffe there in that R33, much better setup chassis. You can see that looking very, very comfortable there. Gets it.
Very difficult job piloting it, and one that Shane Van Gisbergen will now get a chance to do out in front.
It's the angle from SVG on the way in. Oh, and Shenry, big proximity, gets close to the Drift Syndicate door.
That transition there was absolutely flawless, tucking right into the door.
How much courage does he have? How fast does he want to throw it in? And look at him, he's wild into turn one, but now it just understeers, goes straight. He's off the track and hits a tyre barrier. Not good for Warwick Hill. Brad Toohey will continue on. A little bit of a movement in his front wheel there too for Toohey, so this might have been a bit lucky for him, but you can see the Zestino's tyres, GD86, gets himself a nice confident win.
And then into his first ever competition, qualified 7th, which was absolutely skits on your mate. But look at how nicely he's battling. Not only is he chasing nice and close, but his transitions have been real nice and smooth, buttery, you know, switching out. There's no snap there. It's just a very well set up car, and for its first event out, massive props to Brooksy and the boys for getting that together.
All right, here we go. Number one qualifier, Brian Cruikshank out ahead of Jacques Osterhuizen. And a big error there from Brian. That's unusual from him. He's normally really, really consistent.
Yeah, not going his way this weekend. We know he had a bent arm earlier. Now he makes contact as well with Jacques. It's just not his weekend for Brian, and that is going to be a huge blow in the championship chase.
Yeah, absolutely. I know he's building a brand new car.
He would know that he needs something pretty special right now. That's why he's going in with that extra angle and approach to that first corner. Nick knows that he'll have the advantage here, just needs to bring it home. They also have spotters that sit up in the grassy hill to let them know that they're getting close to the clipping points, letting them know good effort by Jim Turner, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough to overturn the scorecard, and there it is. So advantage and win going through to Nick Coulson. He's another man in desperate need of some pull stars. Next up, it's going to be Matt Harvey, who'll be leading away the Tasmanian Kumho Tyres S13 over Jamie Godfrey, who'll have to chase down. And Matt Harvey, no surprise, laying down a huge entry into turn number one, and he's just got so much control of this car. I know he stepped it up, new Kumho Tyres on this weekend, and look at the amount of drive that car has. Great to see them make. He throws it in here in the lead. Adam Wood trying to close that proximity up as they go through turn number one, tries to get the nose in there. He leaves a fair bit of room, but Wood now left behind. He just seemed to lose that momentum as Roger Anson, so clinical. As you can see him push through here in the S15. Just leading away from Adam Wood now and opening up a big gap. That's going to maximise the points he wants in this lead run. Remembering the lead run just needs to get the line correct. The chase drive through to the final four. And we know we're going to get definitely one here because this is an all-Kiwi race.
Dave Steedman out in front of the Mimico S14 has proven himself to be an absolute weapon of a driver over here from NZ, up against Drew Donovan, piloting the second of the Link ECU LS-powered. This one's an S14.
James in the lead, Brody out, chasing hard. He's going to need to maintain the proximity and avoid some contact, and no, he's got contact as well. He's touched him, I'm sure he touched him there. That's going to be an interesting one to try and settle out. It wasn't as big a contact. You could see James's car didn't get as unsettled as Brody's did in the first, when that was round the other way. And Brody's obviously had to breathe the throttle. The distance is a lot bigger, but oh geez, I don't know. For me, it feels like an OMT. I'm going to have a nice crunch of the scores here and see where.
One thing is you have to do a great lead as well as a great chase run. Here we go. Saxon Moyes taking on Benny Meir. Moyes opened up a huge gap in the 2J Power at 86 as he throws it in the young gun. They've been battling drive shaft issues this weekend and a coupling that went astray and they had to go and find it. Got the car back together and look at him open up a big gap there on Benny Meir. It's a quick car, the 86.
Sweeper here, you can see Gav Edwards right up on that track edge while Cole is taking that shallow line. And even without the spin there, I'd say that advantage was pretty safely to Gav Edwards. It was the line and the driving that we saw both in his lead run and then again before the spin in the chase run that sent Cole home, just not using those outside clipping points, where Edwards right to that outside zone, and I believe baking a little bit on the brake there through that sweep. Imports, Australian distributor of BN, that you see that big BN Sports kit on his JZX. I'll go on forever about that car, but awesome looking thing that seems to be outpaced by Brad Toohey. So as much as a cool looking car, might be all we see of it tonight.
Well, unfortunately, off that line, you can see Michael just spinning the tyres, getting no traction, and we all know that Brad Toohey off the line has plenty of wheel speed. That car would have dripped up, shot him.
The clips, he was really there in terms of proximity with Bo, so the speed seems to be pretty equal between these cars. Brad Toohey now leading with Bo Yates in the chase.
Spin him around. Brad Toohey trying to pull a gap on Bo the show. Runs that ripple. Does he get out wide where the judge want to see? Not as wide as Bo, but pulls away from him as they come to the top. Take a look at the replay again, thanks to Good Ride Tyres. Oh.
Matt Murphy's had to put a new power plant in this after last time blowing it up, and he's leading out over Flash Smith, but he just grabs the edge of that mud. You can see a big straight in there.
Yeah, absolutely. We switch it around again now. Flash out in front. These guys went hammer and tongs at it, but Flash Smith overall is doing a better job out there in the lead. Much more consistent, much more smooth. Lead line versus lead line. Matt's was a little bit off, which was unusual and uncharacteristic for him.
All the pressure of chasing that championship down might have...
Well, I was pretty impressed with Kieran Jackson's effort there to try and stay on him, but there was only so much he was going to be able to do. Now, Jackson's opened up a bit of a gap here, but there's 470 kilowatts underneath the hood of that 86 to try and make up for it. Oh, he's way wide at the final right-hander, and that's going to...
Shown. This time, though, we'll wait and see what Mark can do as he takes off in the lead this time. Dale Campaign, can he slow his run down to stay behind, or... will Mark speed things up? They transition back. Dale Campaign just holding back a little bit, which is risky to get in the smoke there. You can't see what you're doing, and Mark does a nice lead run, but after coming off earlier, that really damaged R33. And Matt Harvey is so clinical, the Tasmanian. Since he's entered this series, he has just excelled in everything he's done. Struggling a little bit this weekend. Nice line, though, as he goes through turn number 2. Brings the Kumo tyres, S13 back nicely. And we see Damien Cook is left behind there in the distance, that damaged car, just trying to limp through and see how he goes this weekend. Matt Harvey, though, puts the blaze on here, just baking the tyres through the final corner.
Gets the nod. Kiwi battle here as well. So we're going to have all 4 in the top 4 from over the ditch. Spangadan throws it sideways in front of Jody Verhulst. And the Supra just falling away a little bit as they push up the hill.
Let's head to the
right-hand side of track over the big V8 of Aaron Dewar. Great to have him back here in the series as they throw it in. Jordan Sanderson really laying the line. Dewar, no issue, tucking right up on the back corners. They switch back though. Dewar, uncharacteristic as the car comes back very viciously there and nearly spins out, takes a whole lot of curb, and that's a big advantage to Jordan Sanderson on that run.
interesting camera angle that gives us a look at the new intercooler setup that Brad's figured out with that twin supercharged V8 that's under the bonnet of this little 86. And see Christic sucked into that outside ditch again. And the difficulty there is that the judges want to see these guys go from apex of the first corner to apex of the second. Where they go?
Anthony Billick out in the lead. Angus in the chase. Oh, a little bit of a straighten up from Angus.
Oh, that SR just sings though. Billick flying away, but then you see the Supra of Angus Kidd does seem to have quite a bit of extra speed, both in terms of power and grip, so no worries sticking there with Billick, but a bit of a messy chase run there from Angus Kidd. I think that's going to go to Billick. Bit of interesting steering setup in that S15. It seems to be driving nicely, but like I said before, the absolute short straw going up against the points leader and third place qualifier of Michael Prosnick. Look how comfortable he is in there, just casually dabbing the handbrake, trying to keep his distance right. He knows he's got the advantage from the lead and is perfectly emulating Glenn's line there. And if anything,
this weekend, and in fact, most of the series, he's out there to really stick it down to him in his home track, sticking it right up to Mudgee. He's not worried about him at all. Look at the line. Mudgie's right on it and leaving the opportunities there. He's making it an easy chase to follow because he's exactly where he should be.
Well, as they drive out, Sam Mudge gives all the RPM for that little RB20 that he can, and listen to it sing. And Matty Walters chasing him down in the V8-powered Skyline. Doesn't let him get too far in front. The bar's hanging off. Mudgie doesn't care.
The line and speed of the lead car. Switching it up here, letting Ben Meir lead. They seem to have got that speed a bit more under control. Both of them a little bit conservative, but hitting the clips as they should. Very wide. We'll see as the transition comes back here. Meir pulling away slightly from Billick. Doesn't mean Billick's not pumping in that angle and